Welcome back to Must Play Reviews. So let's go ahead and kick it off with what I think was the biggest news story of last week, which is Microsoft. They laid off over 9,000 employees. That is a huge number. Now, the reason why I say this is expected because there was no chance that Microsoft was going to keep everybody that they just paid for with the Activision Blizzard deal. We knew layoffs were coming, but at some point you kind of thought that they had already done most of what they were going to do, but man, they are just gutting these companies. And let's be honest, the games are not the best in the world right now, but if you have 9,000 employees of fat on your roster, you got bigger problems to deal with. They cut people from 343, which is a good call, Romero Games, and I don't even know what they do. You have the complete shutdown of the Initiative, the studio that was making the Perfect Dark reboot, which can't say that this one is a loss, because it wasn't looking great. They even had to pull in employees, an extra studio, I think it was the same studio that worked on Tomb Raider games, to even try and help get this game made. Now they say it's just a cost-cutting measure or restructuring, but you gotta kinda wonder if Xbox is just winding stuff down at this point. I don't know if a lot of people remember this. The entire goal of Xbox was never to sell consoles. When it was first released, the whole point behind it was to push the DirectX API. It was originally going to be called the DirectX box because the goal was to get everybody playing on a Windows platform. Oddly enough, Microsoft hasn't been a big reason that is starting to happen. That's been because of Steam and other companies like Epic and GOG and the failures of the major AAA studios lately. But they are getting to that point where most people now, you either have a PlayStation and a PC with a Nintendo Switch on the side. Xbox just feels like it's been left in the dust. Even though they are still releasing some fairly decent games, I don't know what the future looks like for Xbox, but it's not looking good from where I'm sitting. Especially when you consider the fact that they just released a handheld console that is going to apparently allow you to buy games from Steam and other PC stores, which means Microsoft will get no money from it. Brilliant strategy. And who would have thought this? Square Enix and People Can Fly face more troubles. So apparently Square Enix is facing some major struggles in the European branch, which led to the cancellation of Outriders 2, which I didn't even know was a thing, because the first one did not do very well. And they kinda ripped off People Can Fly, so I don't know why they would work together again. And it's just following the pattern that Square Enix does not know what they're doing anymore. A lot of people like to blame Final Fantasy 16 not selling well because it wasn't on other platforms. Not the case. It didn't sell well because it wasn't a great game. And that's as simple as you can put it. You had 50 hours of a game where you pushed Square, and then it had poor performance and blurry visuals. So this is unexpected because I thought this game was already dead and gone. Anthem. I did not know it was still around, but it is finally confirmed now that they will shut down January of next year. Who is still playing Anthem? If you're playing it, let me know in the comments because I thought the game was completely dead. So I'm sure all of you have heard of this by now, and it's the Stop Killing Games initiative. Of course, there's some guy called Pirate Software who got basically kicked out or fired from off-brand games because of his role in going against the Stop Killing Games initiative, and it created controversy and hurt some of the games that they were pushing. But if you don't know what the Stop Killing Games initiative is, it's basically set up to try and get companies to stop destroying their games after they just decide they don't want to run it anymore in an online service. Like say you buy The Crew, it shuts down, you can no longer play it. Same thing with Anthem right now. If for some reason somebody wanted to play Anthem, you're probably not going to be able to anymore. The people behind the initiative just want to make sure that they can play their games either through private servers or an offline mode. And I don't think that's too much to ask. Once you buy a game, it is yours. Digital, physical, it doesn't matter. You own it. These companies need to stop telling us that we don't own our products. It's becoming a real problem. The only thing is, you really don't want government involved in it either because, well, they really don't help things. So this is a weird little quick report that I seen, and it said that US consumers are planning to cut back on video game and subscription spending. And the only thing I'm thinking is, no shit, Sherlock. The games are overpriced. Subscriptions are overpriced. You're charging somebody $20 a month to watch maybe 2 or 3 shows. And the biggest thing with subscriptions is most people don't even keep them all the time. especially if they're gaming subscriptions. Why would you keep something for an entire year when you can just pay for a single month, play the game that you want, and then unsubscribe? Which is probably the biggest problem with Game Pass, because there are a lot of people that do this. And because Game Pass doesn't offer a yearly subscription deal, it makes it a lot easier for people just to jump in for a month and get out. Now this one I find kind of funny. Neil Druckmann is returning to game development. So he claims he is stepping away from his role in the HBO series The Last of Us. More likely he got fired. Somebody gave him the boot. And honestly, he should be fired from Naughty Dog. He is terrible. He has directed 2 games. That's it. Uncharted 4 and The Last of Us 2. Both of them are far worse than anything else Naughty Dog has ever put out. Instead, this guy got promoted. He needs to be let go. He should have been let go after he ran off Amy Hennig and Bruce Straley. I believe he was a huge part of them being let go from Naughty Dog. For last major news story, the company Nexon, a big-time South Korean game developer, is being put up for bids by the country's authorities. So that doesn't seem very good for them in the long run. But they are up for sale, and it could be a big change for the South Korean gaming market, depending on who purchases it. Let's hope it ain't Tencent. Probably will be, though. One last thing, just to give everybody a quick reminder. Steam sales and summer sales on the console right now are really cheap. So if you're looking to get some good games for a good price, now's the time to do it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Would you kindly leave a like and subscribe, and I will talk to y'all later.